Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a letter to my haters. This is something I sat on. Should I share this? Should I not? I've actually been talking to you guys about this, and some of you that have clicked on this video, especially because I put an S and I just said haters, that's really honestly just for people to get people's attention. I'm being completely honest with that. This is a letter to my biggest hater. Okay? And that biggest hater is unfortunately myself, and has been myself for the past, let's just say 35 years. I have not loved myself. I have not put myself first. I have not respected myself. I have not trusted myself. I have done really bad things to myself and my body and allowed myself to be put in situations that I was uncomfortable in. And I didn't want my voice to be heard. And I am trying my hardest to step away from being that person. This weight loss journey of mine is so much more than a weight loss journey. It is more of a self-love, self-discovery, self-growth journey. And in the process, yes, 100% I need to lose weight, and I am losing weight. But more than that, I need to become a completely different person. And I need to treat myself completely differently than I've ever treated myself before. And that's what this video is all about. It's about reading the letter that I wrote to myself. It's about standing up and saying, I will no longer allow you. I will no longer allow myself to be my own bully. I will no longer allow it. I refuse to let my mind bully my body anymore. And I also have to say, your day 90, I am no longer scared of you. And I wrote this letter to myself in preparation for day 90. And I'm gonna go more into that when we get into this letter. But I also found a journal entry that I wrote to myself back in January 3rd, I think it is. And they were promises that I made to myself. And I think that this was a really good video in which to share that as well with you guys. So that's what this video is going to be, a letter to myself, my biggest hater, which has been myself my entire life. And we're changing that this year. I think a lot of you can see it. A lot of you don't know me personally, but a lot of you can actually tell that I'm changing as a person, and I am changing right before your eyes. And it feels really, really, really good to finally be in this place, to see the growth and the change, not only from years and years and years ago, but just in these short 3 months, almost 90 days of self-discovery, self-love, which obviously my self-love journey started before this year, and it prepared me and set me up for success for this year. I had a lot of failures last year. I had a ton of failures the year before and the year before and the year before and the year before. However, you can't have success without failure. You have to learn from your failures. And when you really become self-aware of yourself, you can really start asking yourself questions about your experiences, why you are the way that you are, why you do certain things the way that you do them. And this has been such an incredible journey that I do not want to end. And I would be lying if I'm not somewhat fearful, or haven't been somewhat fearful, of history repeating itself. So I am setting myself up for success in the way of writing this letter to myself, making sure that I'm using my coping mechanisms and techniques and things like that, so that I do not turn to food. Because food is not just food for me. Food literally changes my life if I overconsume it in a really negative way. And it totally, completely changes me into a different person, from my self-talk to the way I feel about myself, to the way I physically feel, and all of the above, like how I emotionally feel, mentally feel. I have not felt so emotionally regulated like I have been in such a long time, and it feels so incredible. So I want to say we're going to go ahead and go into the footage where I share this letter with you guys and share my journal entry with you guys. But I do want to say real quick, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you are new here, and don't forget about my channel membership. All the information is listed down below in the description box. And basically the second tier, you will get early access to my videos and all of my weigh-ins, not intentionally, but they are filmed a week prior. I've always been, for years now, you guys have been a week behind my weight loss journey. So it's not a new thing. It's not anything to try to get you to join my membership, as some of you are saying. It is simply, that's just what's been easiest for me for years upon years. And that's just how it's always been. You guys just maybe not have picked up on that. But I have shared a lot. You know, I'm not even in this week anymore. I'm this week. And so, you know, it is what it is. So if you want to join the membership, it is down below. If not, I totally understand. There is no pressure because nothing on this channel is going to change. You just get early access to my videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. And I'm going to share the letter that I wrote to my biggest hater, which is myself, and also my journal entry. I need to record this part because I may get a bit emotional. So before I put my makeup on for the day, I'm going to go ahead and film this part because this is me being very vulnerable. And I thought long and hard about whether I wanted to read the letter that I wrote to myself to you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and do it because I feel like people need to hear it. I want to share that part of me. But also, it'll be a really great, easy access for me if I don't have this letter on hand to just go back and listen to this letter. Before I do that, I want to talk about this journal entry that I found that I wrote to myself on January 4th of this year. You guys know I started this journey again for like the 100th time on January 1st, 2024. And I said, this is my year. So I wrote non-negotiable promises to myself. I promise to continue to take care of your skin every morning and evening. I promise to prioritize movement throughout the day. I promise to never give anyone more chances than they deserve, no matter how they make me feel or how they look. I promise to continue to work on being more kind and gentle to you. I promise that I will not continue to allow toxic people in, no matter who they are or who they are to you. I promise you I will find a life that you're proud of. I promise you that I will find a life that you're proud to live, and you'll know exactly who you are aside from being a mom, which is something that has been very important for me, which you guys, if you haven't been watching my bingo cards, I'll put the playlist down below. I have another channel and that's where those go. But I have been doing things, and this is something that I've been working on in therapy, is creating a life outside of my kids and just mom. Like, there's Jill, I'm a whole individual person. Yes, I am a mom, but I also am an individual person too. And it's been very hard to separate that. But I've been doing it, and I've been doing a really good job of doing it, but it doesn't mean that it's not easy. It doesn't mean that it's easy. Anyways, back to this. I promise to constantly remind you of your worth. I promise to continue to strive for a positive mindset. I really have done really good work with that. And to not allow negative thoughts and doubts to creep up. And I promise this year, and I promise this is the year in which I let go of all the excuses and make you proud. I will also not give up on my fat loss journey when things get hard. I promise. So that was something I had completely forgot I had even written. And I'm glad that I found it. And I feel like I found it in the perfect time because it's a perfect segue to talk about this. Let's get into it. Dear Jill, you're approaching day 90 on your weight loss journey and you're scared. And then I put in parentheses, or at any point in your journey where you want to give up. And I hear you. It's okay to feel scared, but don't stay there. These past 90 days, you have been on an incredible self-love journey. And if you give up now, not only will you be giving up on you and your dreams, but you will fall back into those self-sabotaging habits that led you to 331 pounds. Isolated and depressed AF. And you know you don't want to go back there again. It was hard to just function on a day-to-day basis. You couldn't bend down. You ate yourself into a food coma almost every day. Your anxiety and depression skyrocketed. I mean, you literally ate until you felt physical pain. Baby girl, you don't have to run anymore. You don't have to hide anymore. You are safe. You can trust yourself and others again. Think about the look of disappointment in your kids' eyes to see you give up. Think about how you would feel. Guilty, ashamed, angry, feeling like a failure. You're less irritable. You've been less irritable lately, and they get a much happier mom. Trust me, the urges will go away. Just hold on a bit longer and ride the wave. Go dance or color or go to a park or bookstore. Get out of the house if you need to. Remember your end goal. Friends, financial freedom, your 5-bedroom house with your pool and kitchen oasis, your future husband, your Escalade, your Chanel purse, that baseball team you want to join, the paddle boats, joy, happiness, success, cute ass clothes that actually fit and you feel good in. This can and will be your reality as long as you don't give up. The choice is yours. The choice is yours, so choose your dreams. Don't let food control you anymore. And at the end of this letter, you may say, well, like, what is financial freedom? What is friends? What is a 5-bedroom house and a kitchen oasis? What does a future husband or an Escalade or a Chanel purse or any of that have to do with weight loss? And here's the thing. This is so much more than just weight loss. I have to become a completely different person with completely different beliefs and a completely different mindset in order for me to achieve my goals and my dreams, because there is more that I want out of my life than just to lose 191 pounds. I want all of those things, and if I do not give up and I keep pushing through and I keep eating healthy and I stop binging and I no longer allow food to control me, it is going to literally change my life. And that has a big impact on other areas of my life, because when I start to binge, I start to isolate. I literally isolate from my kids. I isolate from everyone. I will eat alone most of the time. I will be alone a lot. I will not get out of the house. I will not go to functions like I've been going to. I will not strive to build connections and make friends. I will not go to church. I will not do any of the things that I have been doing. Yes, you guys have seen I will film videos and that's my job and that's what I do. But if I'm not filming or if I'm not working, for the most part, I was laying on the couch watching YouTube or TV or something like that, or movies or something along those lines. Now, last year, I really did make it a priority to get in exercise, and I learned that with exercise, it really was for my mental health, but the minute that I give in to a binge, something happens in my brain and I turn into a different person. And that is a person I don't want to be ever again. And this is why I'm working so hard. I know some may think you're striving for perfection. You're striving for perfection. I'm striving to not, because I know what happens to me if I give in even just to one binge. I know what happens. And I know that fighting the urge to binge is really difficult at times. But also when I'm fighting that urge, I have to keep reminding myself how much harder it's going to be to get back on track after that binge. Now, I'm not saying that I can't overeat or emotionally eat. Those are two different things. But that's another thing, very fine line. If I ever start to go and eat for my emotions and eat emotional. Go to food for comfort. It won't be the end of the world, but it'll be harder for me. So I'm not saying that I'm never going to binge again, but I'm definitely saying that it is a goal of mine. And I also want to say that I have a lot of support now in my life if I do binge. So I have set myself up for success, and this is something that I had to do. I had to do it. And this letter, to think about telling myself I don't have to hide anymore. I can let myself be seen, because I didn't want to be seen, because I was so hurt by my ex-husband and just people. I wanted to hide. I didn't feel safe with my ex. I didn't feel safe in the same city as him. I left because I didn't feel safe. And sometimes I still have those fears, because if you go your life so long not feeling safe, it takes a while for your body to regulate that again. And to remind yourself that you're okay. Like, you don't have to run. I don't have to run anymore, you guys. Like, when I say March 2nd of 2017, I changed my life for the better forever, that was the start of this whole entire journey for me. And it has been one hell of a friggin' ride. Some of you have been here with me through this ride, and some of you are just now joining it. But regardless of where you met me in this journey, I have come a really long way, especially from March 2nd of 2017. So anyways, I had to remind myself that I can trust people and I can trust myself again. And here's the important thing. I can trust myself. I can trust myself to get close to people. And if I see red flags, trust that I love myself enough to say, no, I'm not going down that road again. And I walk away. And I have been tested with that, and I have passed every single time. And I'm very proud of myself for that, because it's not easy, especially when you are lonely like I am. I am very freaking lonely. Like, I am so lonely. It's excruciating at times. But that doesn't mean that I'm ever going to give up on continuing to try to build connections and make friends and friendships and all of this stuff. But I had to let go. I have to let my guard down. And I'm still continually working on that, but I don't have to run. I don't have to hide. I am safe, and I can trust myself and others again. That was very important that I put that in there. And I didn't even know, like, I knew a lot of the things I was going to put in there, but that just came to me, and I said, ooh, okay, yeah, we're writing that down. We're writing that down. So anyways, on the margin over here, I said, I love you. You've got this. You beat one addiction, and you left an abusive marriage. This is important while in panic state, because I used to live in panic state. It was a very, very, very scary place to be. And because I had panic attacks before I met my ex-husband, I just assumed that that was just going to be the rest of my life. And now that I've left him and I see a different life for me, I'm just like, blown away at how life can be so different. I still deal with anxiety and certain things, but my life is completely different than it used to be. And if you guys want me to do more videos on my agoraphobia and how I used to literally never leave the house, and like it was a huge production for me to even go to the grocery store, let me know and I will make that video for you. But anyways, you beat one addiction and you left your ex-husband while in panic state. You can do this too. And then I just put, you are worth it. So that is my letter to my biggest hater, which was myself, because I have been on an incredible self-love journey this year. And I am starting to learn to like and love who I am. And it's a beautiful thing. It really, really, truly is, because I think that that's something that we leave out of talking about a weight loss journey as well. I talk a lot about mindset, which is incredibly important, but self-love is probably the most important thing of all. Because if you don't love yourself, you are going to get to that point because life is going to keep lifing. Life never stops. It could be going good and then bam, you get knocked down. It's like, where did that come from? And I have to be able to love myself enough to know this is going on, but it's not going to change what the goals that I have for myself, that I have in place for myself. It's not going to change that. Like, I still can work on this new problem that I have in my life, and I can still eat healthy, and I can still move my body, and I can still lose weight through all of it. And so, yeah, I hope that this was inspirational to you guys. I'm gonna go put on some makeup and let's end out this video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I absolutely refuse to let my mind bully my body, and I will no longer be my own bully. There are people, complete strangers, that do not like me for whatever reason it is that they have chosen not to like me, and they have said some really not so great things about me. But here's the thing, I got the idea for this video just thinking about some of the comments that they have left me and thinking about how I'm no longer allowing them to have power over me and control of that part of my life. And then I started thinking about myself and how the things that, how I get so angry and so upset with comments that are made about me or said about me or certain things. And it made me think about the way that I talk to myself and the way that I have talked to myself. And the absolute horrific things that have been said about me are nothing compared to the words that I have said to myself. And that is really freaking powerful. And it begs to ask the question that I want to ask you, because this video is for not just me, it's for other people out there to watch too, who are dealing with this and they're their biggest hater. Would you be friends with someone who talks to you the way you talk to you? I'm going to tell you, I was in a almost 10-year marriage with this guy for almost 15 years, have 2 beautiful, amazing, wonderful children. He talked to me really horribly. He said some really horrible things to me. And I left him. I divorced him 5 years ago. But for some reason, I still allowed myself to talk to myself the way that, in worse ways, worse than he talked to me. And I was allowing myself to do that. I've walked away from friendships because they weren't for me. They were no longer serving me, or they were not kind to me or rude to me or mean to me. There have been things that people have done that have made me feel really, really, really uncomfortable. And it's like downright, that was rude. And it may not have been geared towards me, but it was rude. And I walked away. But how am I talking to myself? I would like you to ask yourself that question. Would you truly be friends? Think about some of the horrific things that you say to yourself and think about this. Would you be friends? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, the people in my comment section that say the horrible things that they say, no way would I ever in real life be friends with them. Because why would I be friends with someone who is so hateful towards me? But that's the thing too. I wasn't friends with myself. I wasn't my own friend. So I have been on this self-love journey, and I have been learning how to love myself and respect myself and become my own best friend, become my own cheerleader, become that person that gives myself validation. And no longer, obviously I do still want validation from other people, but it's not a necessity because I am my biggest cheerleader. And I cannot wait to see the friendship with myself continue to grow the more that I'm kind and gentle and loving to myself. So I encourage everyone out there that is watching this, is talking to themselves in a really horrific, horrible way, to check yourself and become more self-aware of those things. And when you find yourself saying those things to yourself, follow it up with something kind and nice and gentle. Because when I tell you, the very first time when I met with my nutritionist and I told her I didn't binge, I had an urge to binge and I didn't give in. And she said, what was it? Why do you think you didn't give in? And I said, I spoke really kindly to myself and I was really kind and gentle. And she said, boom, there you go. Continue that work, because that is what you're going to need. And of course, I did not very first time follow that. You know, I knew in my heart that if I was kind and gentle to myself, things were going to be a little bit easier. But I always have to learn the hard way. I always have to learn the hard way. So it was a process. I was with my nutritionist for 3+ months before I really started making like big progress. And I'm still not anywhere near where I want to be when it comes to my food addiction and my binge eating disorder and my disordered eating. However, I'm a lot closer than I was even just 3 months ago, even just 4 months ago, even just 2 weeks ago. And the biggest thing is because I'm starting to love myself now. I'm starting to become very self-aware of how I'm speaking to myself. And when I become aware of those thoughts, of those thought patterns, I stop myself and I talk to myself gently and I'm kind to myself and I can look myself in the eyes in the mirror and say, I love you. You're worth it. You're worthy. And I want that for everyone. I really, really, truly do. And that is the whole reason why I came back to this weight loss channel. It was nagging at me because 100% the haters, the people who were so mean and so horrific, I didn't want to give them anything to be able to talk about. Nothing at all, to make fun of me. And then the importance of inspiring people and allowing people to watch me change before their eyes and to watch my life change before their eyes became so much more important than what people were saying and are saying about me. So much more important. So I'm not asking anyone to change their comments. I'm not asking anyone to change how they feel about me. I'm only asking myself to change how I feel about me, because that at the end of the day is the only thing that matters. And I encourage you to have and adopt the same attitude, because you may not be on social media and may not get access to the amount of comments that I get on a daily basis or a weekly basis or however you want to say it. However, there are still haters in pretty much everyone has access to haters in their lives. And sometimes those haters that are closest to you, that know you, that can really, really dig that knife and really twist it and really know what to say to you, to really hurt you, they're worse than the people, the strangers on the internet, because there's that connection there. But I encourage you to love yourself enough to walk away from anyone and anything that does not serve you anymore and that does not make you feel good. I don't care what their relationship is to you, because you can love and respect people from afar. You really can. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Do not forget about my channel membership. All of the information is going to be listed down below in the description box, and you guys get early access to my videos. And I am a week behind in my video filming for my weigh-in. So you guys do get early access to my videos as soon as they're available, which is at least a week before. So yeah, that information will be down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like this video if you like it, share it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.